Self-Advocacy Summer Series. My name is Abby Mars. I'm an information specialist with Family Matters, and Family Matters is one of the 2 parent training and information centers in the state of Illinois. We cover 94 counties outside the Chicagoland area, and FRCD covers the Chicagoland area. So thank you for everybody that's joining us today. Please remember that we are not a legal service. We do not provide legal advice or representation. We're here to share resources with parents. So I'm going to get us started today, and then much like last week, we're going to separate into some breakout sessions. So today's presenters are Leslie Nuzzo and Kyra Mars. Kyra's not on camera. There she is. There's Kyra. So do not feel like you have to pick. You will have to pick right now. I'm sorry, I didn't explain that very well. But both sessions are going to be recorded and archived, so you can watch the other one later. So Kaylee, whenever you're ready, you are welcome to start our breakout rooms.
Okay. Let me get them going.
While she's doing that, does anybody have any questions about how our summer series works or anything like that? We will have a different youth presenter later on. We're getting Kyra's out of the way because she returns back to school, and then Zoe will be on later in the month. She doesn't have a time frame to return back to school with, so we will be trading out some youth presenters along the way. So, but we're happy to have Kyra while we have her. I'm so glad Kaylee knows how to do all this technology stuff.
Good support person, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have the breakout rooms created, and I'm going to open them for everybody, and then you can choose which room you want to go to. If you're having problems, just unmute yourself or type in the chat which room you need to go to. And so the parent group is named Parent Advocate Leslie. The youth group is named Youth Advocate Kyra. And those will be the 2 presenters today. And you're welcome to choose whichever one.
So and I will stay on this main room for just a few minutes in case anybody's having trouble switching over. Leslie, you go ahead and go where you need to. Looks like Vaughn's jumped over there, Kim. He did it great.
Kim, if you need help, we can assign you to a room.
Yeah, assign me to a room because I can't see the screen.
Did you want to be with Kyra or Leslie, the parent?
The parent.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, welcome. Abby. Sorry.
What about Jerry? Jerry, I'm just going to put you in with the parents. If you want to leave and join Kyra's room, you're more than welcome to. Hello, everybody who is in our room today. I am going to share the screen and get this presentation started and then pass this over to Kyra. So here we go. Okay. There you go, Kyra. I'll take you and I'll help you out. Today we're talking about why self-advocacy is important, why you should be part of a group, finding a group, and starting a group, ways to make a change.
Hello, my name is Kyra Mars. Welcome to the second presentation in our summer self-advocacy series. Today, we will be talking about self-advocacy groups. Encouraging people to make their own choices and keeping a positive attitude helps others to become empowered and to be more independent. People learn leadership skills and how to effectively communicate. The activities of self-advocacy groups reflects the wishes and decisions of the group. Why you should be part of a group. Making change by yourself is hard. One person is not as powerful as a group of people. The activities of self-advocacy groups reflects the wishes and decisions of the group. Self-advocacy groups provide a supportive environment where people can develop confidence and independence while working on issues that are important to them. It is important to help each other and always try to include and value the opinion of others in the group. Self-advocacy groups also are a place where people come together to make changes in their communities and society. People can take people's problems to the policy-making and decision-making levels by working together to solve common problems, like getting access to transportation. Is that... Okay. Finding a self-advocacy group. Finding a self-advocacy group isn't very hard. Just Google self-advocacy groups near me. The Alliance is a statewide network of advocacy groups and allies in Illinois. They work together to make life better in our communities and work to make services better for people with disabilities in our state. The Alliance was created in 2008 by a group of Illinois self-advocates. This group was part of a 2006 project funded by the Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities to strengthen the self-advocacy movement in Illinois. During the project, this group spoke to over 800 self-advocates from across the state and learned a lot about self-advocates want to make life better. Then they presented what they learned to self-advocacy groups throughout the state. During this process, they realized that the best way to strengthen the self-advocacy movement in Illinois is to form a network of self-advocacy groups. Who should be in my group? When you have issues you feel need changing, reach out to your friends and peers and see if they feel the same way. Talk to your family and ask them to help support the change. Speak to policy makers like staff, school staff, and lawmakers, people who can make that change happen. What do I do in my group? One person might have a problem or a good idea. When they bring it to the other people, they can learn if it's a problem for others too. Step 1, talk about it. Other people might have the same problems as you do. Step 2, talk about your problem with your group of peers and with other groups 2, find out how many people are affected by this problem. Step 3, the learning doesn't just stop with talking to people. You have to work as a group to find out more, investigate the problems and why the policy is in place, that it is impacting the problem, discuss what needs to change, learn about laws and rules, find out why the laws and rules are made, learn about other problems like yours, visit people who solved similar problems. Step 4, hold strategy meetings, set goals and come up with actions to take. You might have a lot of these meetings or just a few. At strategy meetings, your group will share information and ideas, decide goals for the group, choose actions for the group, decide who else can help. Make a date for the next meeting. Step 5, take action. Step 6, regroup and plan more action. Here are several things to consider as you regroup. Are actions getting done? What should change? Who else might want to be involved now? What help might we need now? What do we need to learn more about? Step 7, unstoppable. Sometimes step number 7 takes a bit of time. There are many reasons you might need to repeat steps. Here are a few. You learn by doing. Talking to new people gives us new ideas. Sometimes people want to participate the second time you ask. Step 8, celebrate your accomplishments. I have policies I would like to see change at my school. I feel these policies are unfair to students with disabilities and need to be changed. Number 1, our school is 2 stories tall. We have an outdated wheelchair lift and a student who cannot access the second floor of the building because the lift gets stuck when she tries to use it. So she cannot take classes that are offered on the second floor of the building. Number 2, our school has an open campus lunch hour, except for freshmen. Our school's lunchroom is very small because many students leave for lunch. Because it is so small, it is also very loud. For students with sensory issues, it makes it very difficult to eat lunch, and many students skip. I'd like our school to utilize an alternate location for students to eat lunch if they choose. Number 3, the playground needs adaptive playground equipment. We currently have none. Number 4, our school only offers janitorial jobs to work on vocational skills. Students should have more choices. Number 5, students with low math scores are not allowed to try and take health occupation classes. These are classes that teach you how to work in healthcare. Even though the local community college that partners with the school allows it. I'm part of a peer self-advocate / support group created by my teacher, Ms. Carswell. It is called PALS. PALS stands for Peers and Leader Supports. It's designed for any student who receives special education services to socialize with their non-disabled peers. The plan was that the non-disabled members would socially support those in special ed. It was started in 2018 and called Best Buddies. It was a great group with national support. However, it really wasn't a perfect fit. So in 2020, Ms. Carswell switched things up. Instead of each person with a disability having only one buddy, she felt like it should be a group effort instead. This was when it became PALS. We are still learning how to best make that happen, but I've seen a lot of growth, especially in the unstructured setting like PE and lunch. PALS also supports Special Olympics athletes and has been involved in unified sports, said Ms. Carswell. PALS benefits the school in multiple ways. The non-disabled peers are learning how to support those who do have disabilities. Those with disabilities benefit by learning social skills. It's a win-win. Working together creates change. It also creates friendships and connections between groups. Working together strengthens the self-advocacy community.
So that was Kyra's presentation. Does anybody on this group, are any of you involved in a self-advocacy group, like the PALS program? Or have you ever been involved in something like that? Vaughn, you raised your hand. Can you talk or can you type in the chat box? To tell us about your group? What groups have you been involved in and which one has been your favorite, Vaughn? So Vaughn was involved in a Zoom call with different kids with autism that talk to each other. That's awesome. What about you, Zoe? Were you involved in any groups like this? Any peer groups?
I think this one was for questions about the light.
It is, but we're gonna join back with your mom
All right.
for more questions. Or does anybody have any questions specifically for Kyra or about Kyra's program PALS?
Well, back in like 5th grade, I was involved in an every Wednesday program called DARE.
Okay, what was that about, Zoe?
We had Officer Debbie as our mentor, and it was about staying away from all types of drugs that were bad for you.
Okay, did you like being in that group?
Yeah, you even got to graduate on the last Wednesday they did it.
Oh, so you've graduated from DARE. That's really cool.
Yeah, it taught us not to use like bad drugs
Yeah.
and like the whole not to drink and drive policy.
Well, that's really cool. That's a cool group that you were involved in.
Yeah, in this case, I don't drive.
Well, that's okay.
And plus, I never do get involved in any like off-brand medication, like off-brand like drug stuff, or any drinking for that matter, because I have seizure, because I used to have seizures, and I want to keep them under control, and I want to keep them that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to learn some stuff in DARE. Kyra, what's been your favorite part of being in the PALS program?
Really just getting to know everybody in the group.
Yeah. Have you made a lot of friends in PALS?
A couple.
Good. Vaughn, did you have any friends in the group that you were on Zoom?
Oh.
Okay, they were really nice to talk to, but you didn't make any really good friends. That's okay. Sometimes it's just nice to have someone to talk to. I'm gonna go check on them and see where they're at. And you guys can all just hang out for a minute, okay? All right. They are about done over there in their group, so I am gonna had to stop for a photo op. We're gonna join the rooms back together now, okay?
I think it's the main session.
Maybe that were in place within the Sullivan community, not necessarily just the school district, because I want to make it very clear when you start these groups, you're actually working with the school. You know, you're trying to make a great supportive environment for everybody in your community. So have you seen anything change in your community, including your school, positively change because of your group? Have you brought awareness to certain issues, anything like that positively changed?
Yes. So one of the best things that I saw happen is we had Reagan Carey come in and do a presentation. I think it's autism awareness, maybe. I can't remember what the name of the program was, but she did it for our first responders, training.
Yeah,
So
Reagan did that in Shelbyville too. It's great training.
yeah, so, and we had such a great response, the feedback, the police department, I mean, they loved her, they loved the training. And then I think she also did the fire station, and she may have done the sheriff's. I'm not sure if that was all at one time. So from that, we also have had the chief of police come in, and the assistant chief of police. Oh, decline that. Oh goodness, are you still there?
I'm still here. Yep.
Okay, good. I had a FaceTime come in. I'm not taking that right now. They came in, and so we started talking about getting awareness in the community. We would really like for our police officers and our deputies and our firemen to meet the kids, so that when they are out and about, they can say, "Hey, how are you, Landon? How's it going?" Like, they will know him. If anything were to happen, if a child is missing or an emergency situation, and maybe a house fire or somebody gets left and they don't make the bus home. So it's really great to have our officers and our community helpers trained for those things. So
I've actually, I've seen that happen like firsthand. Like I said, I have a family member who lives in Sullivan, and my nephew was walking around town in what someone thought was a suspicious way and reported him to the police department. The police department came to her home. I happened to be there, completely different reason, and they knocked on the door. And it literally only took me telling Officer Reynolds 2 things, that Hayden's on the spectrum, and that was it. You know, he's like, oh, I get it. We've been trained. I understand completely. Let's take it from here. I'm going to go back and share that with these people and help them to understand that his behavior, although may seem out of ordinary for, yes, a 17-year-old kid to be walking around, but it's, you know, perfectly okay. So I've seen that firsthand. And to piggyback off of that just a little bit, Family Matters is actually presenting has a presenter coming in on August 29th from Blue Line Spectrum, who's also going to talk about those issues, the importance of having safety plans with your children, having bullying policies in place, training the first responders in your community. So that he's going to be here on August 29th on Zoom platform like this too, to piggyback off of that. And I have personally sent in on that training from Reagan. She did that for our community, and it's wonderful. So.
And there's been other things. We did have a fair planned. We had to cancel that. That was in 2020, so that was canceled. But we hope to bring that back, just where it's a meet and greet with the community, and maybe have different booths set up, different organizations. So we're hoping to do that in the future. And then we also just have some sensory open times at the building where parents can just bring their kids in a non-public setting. Be able to use the equipment and play in a calmer environment.
That's awesome. And is this only specifically for the Sullivan community?
No, I've reached out. It's for surrounding. We have several parents that come. They live near Springfield.
Hi, I'm gonna jump on. This is Kim. I have only heard of you because of Reagan. I live in Mattoon.
Okay.
My son is also high school age. And one time I was supposed to babysit for you guys.
Oh, really?
So yeah, one time you were looking for somebody, so Reagan called me, but it didn't work out. Yeah, but other than that, I'm so sad that I didn't follow up. And Abby knows I'm a space case, but I'm so sad. Your organization is so wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks. Have you, is this something that you might come to, or do you just look online? I mean, are you on the Facebook group?
No, none of it. So yeah, I'll probably find you on Facebook. I don't do that very often, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad to meet you.
I know. Nice to meet you. All right. And this is wonderful. Again, I'm in Mattoon, so it's just like right next door. And I had no idea all of that was there. I knew that something was there, but I didn't know it was past this line. Wonderful. The next one. Great job.
So yeah, thank you. And we tried to, so the REP Facebook page, I guess I can say this, is just a public page for people to go on. And I tried to put events, trainings, workshops, webinars, positive quotes, and I try to repeat it as much as I can, just so that if somebody misses it, and they can see it, it pops back up. We also have a private parent page called Parents Supporting Parents, and it's got like a pink flower as the little icon. And it is a private page. So if anybody is interested in that, they can contact me and I can send them an invite. That is parents only. Abby, I don't know if you're on that.
I don't think I am. I don't know why, but we'll fix that this afternoon. I'm on the rep page, but I don't think I am on the Parents Supporting Parents. So
okay. Yeah. Okay. And so that's just parents and family members only. So we're a little more free to talk about maybe private matters or throw out a question that maybe we don't necessarily want on the public one. And we do have an event coming up on Sunday at the building. It's Princess and Superheroes. We have Precious Princess Company coming in. So they have some characters that are going to be coming from 1 to 3 at the building on Sunday. All communities welcome, free event. And they get to see Spider-Man and Wonder Woman. I think Belle's going to be there.
Fun.
And who else is going to be there? I think Encanto, some of their Mirabelle, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have some princesses there, and they're just going to kind of play in the building and maybe some games, face paint. So it's 1 to 3 on this Sunday at Building 1225, and it'll be on the page, the rep page.
Perfect. Yep, just found it. I'm going to share that. Ooh, sorry. I found stuff about new changing tables. I got to reading it. I got excited. Sorry. Yeah. It's like my mission in life for every public space to have an adult changing station. That would be wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Somebody had said that there was one at Morgan's Wonderland that's down in Texas.
Oh, wow. I know one is at the Indianapolis airport. I found that by accident, but I was so excited. I had to go tell the nearest worker there how excited I was. They looked at me like I was crazy, but yeah, I had to do it. So
Great.
now,
Well,
not
thank
that
you
I
for
can.
listening,
Yeah.
everybody that attended. And
Yeah.
you can contact me anytime. That's actually my personal cell. And I don't mind because that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So is this group geared towards primarily parents of children on the autism spectrum, or is it open to parents that have children that may have other diagnoses?
So we do have a couple parents that have children with different disabilities. Some of them there's just multiple disabilities. Autism seems to be kind of the most common one that comes in. We sometimes gear it maybe towards that, not purposefully. I kind of like the way Reagan had said it before when I talked with her about that. She had just talked about that, like all of her trainings that she does, even though it might be called autism training, that they are all transferable to all disabilities. And so a good friend of mine who comes to the group who has a child who's Down syndrome, she is able to benefit greatly from a lot of the trainings and support that we offer. And if there's something that like, hey, my kid's in a wheelchair, or hey, my kid has this syndrome, do you have, what do you have for us? A lot of times I just try to send them resources. They're always welcome to come. And I just try to expose them as much as I can to things that can help them. Resources that can help them. Good question.
Yeah, back when my son was first diagnosed bajillion years ago, we had a small support group of parents, and it was derivative from TAP. It was started from TAP in Charleston, called the Lego Adventure Club. And I even remember why we called it the Lego Adventure Club, but I think a couple of our kiddos were overly obsessed with Legos at that point. But it was nice to have this sense of community, and we took it a step farther, and we started to go out in the community and do things as a group. So if you've ever taken your child to McDonald's in the middle of a meltdown, it's hard, it's embarrassing in some ways, there's ignorance involved. All of us would go to McDonald's and all have a meltdown together, like it was a sense of group and unity there. And that was really, really great. And I really love that I started David off with that part of because he was really struggling at that point. And I think it was helpful for him to recognize that there are people just like him having the same struggles in McDonald's as everybody else was. So I remember that it was a great little group that we had. I don't remember why that disbanded, but a lot of those kids that were in his class in the Lego Club are now turning into adults. And because they formed those relationships in Lego Club, they can now form relationships when they go to vocational programs or group homes or even out in the community. So it's very important. And I know that you're just starting out with it, and Landon's younger, in my opinion. He's 14, but it's something that forever they are going to remember. And even Kyra right now can be like, hey, I remember when we went and did this, with the Lego Club. So I think it's important for you to remember this as something that's going to not only stay with the parents forever, but the kiddos as well.
Yeah, for sure. And like as far as like baby talk and early intervention, a lot of them now have my number. So when they run across a family that's struggling, they kind of just pass them my number. And I've had a couple contacts with some of these parents, and they have had multiple disabilities. And sometimes it's me meeting them in their home or at McDonald's or at the building when it's closed. And sometimes it's just the parent and I. And we talk about resources, and we talk about just what could, what are the steps that they need to take. So we also do one-on-ones.
Well, Leslie, it was great to have you here today. I'm thankful for everybody that popped in. Thank you for presenting, Kyra. I'll get to listen to yours later. Kyra has one more time to present with us before she's finished, and that'll be next Thursday on the 27th. So right after her brother turns the big 2-0. Mom is not handling very well not having a teenager anymore. Like, he's turning 20. I look
That
too
is
young.
super crazy.
Too young,
Crazy.
yeah, right. Too young for a 20-year-old, right, Kim? I'm just too young for it. Can't handle it now. But again, thank you everybody. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming today. We hope to see you next Thursday. If you have any questions about this presentation or anything regarding your child's education, please reach out to Family Matters. This is Leslie's information. I have it as well, and we can't wait to see you till next week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.